Okay, so okay, good. I guess we are online now, and let's begin with our session. So, we have started these online lives on manual testing since few weeks. Okay, so here actually we discuss about the software testing. So, software testing manual. Fine, because there are many people who are even not aware of the manual testing, or let's say if you're working already in manual testing or in automation testing, and if you want to revise the manual testing concept, so uh, for those people also these sessions are quite useful. Fine, so every Saturday we start the session at 10 o'clock. Okay, so today is the exception actually. Sometimes because of some issues, the session is delayed to 10 to 15 minutes. So, but and otherwise, every Saturday 10 a.m. these sessions are, right? So during this session, I also share some notes and some important stuff. So that stuff I share on this Telegram group. Okay, so uh, if you want to join this Telegram group, there is one link. Also, you can just search for scripting logic here and just join this group. Okay, and immediately you will be connected to it. So here you will get all the previous sessions as well and the previous notes also. Okay, so notes and documents, those I have shared, and some important stuff I regularly post over here. So if you are connected to the scripting logic Telegram group, then you will keep on receiving whatever the notes I share during the session, or whatever uh, let's say the uh, important links, for example today's links, session links, so that you will get on this Telegram group. So do join this Telegram group. There are two ways you can get this link. So you can just go to this amolujagare.com/telegram, or search for scripting logic on Telegram. Okay, and join this group. Fine. So since few days we have learned a lot of different concepts from software testing. For example, I'll just quickly revise what concepts we have gone through, and then let's move to the today's agenda. Okay, so concepts like the definitions of software testing, what is manual testing, automation testing. We have also covered this principles of testing, defect, bug, fault, failure. Then we have learned this software development lifecycle and different software development models like waterfall model, spiral model, prototype model, agile model, incremental model, iterative model, then V model. Levels of testing we have seen, software testing lifecycle we have seen, CMMI model we have seen, verification and validations we have seen. Uh, these two topics are left, I guess, right? So maybe in upcoming sessions or in between some practice sessions, I will take those. Black box testing and white box testing in detail we have seen. We have also seen a lot of different examples of white box testing, and even for black box testing, those are actually asked in ISTQB sessions, right? And maybe few of them, bug lifecycle we have seen. Few of the topics we have yet to learn, but these topics we will cover up during the practical sessions. Okay, so almost the theoretical things we have covered, right? In case if you have missed any session, so the playlist is there given in the description of this video. Just open it, and today it's actually a ninth session. So previous sessions if you have missed, so those are available on YouTube. You can just go back and watch those and revise everything. Fine. So here uh, the practical approach, in the practical approach, what I have proposed is, let's say, requirement analysis, creation of the test plan, and few important things I have proposed here. So today I'm going to focus on this requirement analysis part. Okay, so in that the two sections I have made, like understanding a questionnaire is to be asked in order to gather the requirement using some real-time creation. Okay, and then I'm going to show you a billing software we have. Fine. So let's go for the first part of it, that is the understanding requirement part. So let me just open one document. Okay, so this is quite going to happen practically, and I'm going to share my own experience here. See, requirement analysis. Okay, so no matter in what level of company you are, maybe in a small scale company or in a MNC, uh, different or middle level company, any different companies you are working with or you'll be working with. So before the software is given in your hand, you must understand what that software is. Otherwise, how will you test it? Okay. For example, if you if a watch is given to you and people have or let's say you have been asked to test that watch, and let's say somebody suddenly comes and say that why it is not taking the pictures, right? So you will get confused that this is a watch, does it going to take pictures as well? Maybe it could be the requirement in that the watch is also watch has also the camera, right? So at the initial stage, before you start testing anything or any software, maybe it's a desktop application or a web application, you must understand its requirements, right? So requirement understanding can happen in few ways. Okay, maybe the first way I believe could be the client discussion or discussion with client, direct discussion with client, or maybe a discussion with your team. Okay, it could happen by discussion with your team. Maybe analyzing similar softwares. Okay, analyzing similar softwares. When suppose somebody has given a requirement of billing, so many billing softwares are available in the for a trial. Okay, so you can just take one of them, you can understand what are the things over there, and you can relate to the requirement given by the client or the things discussed within your team. Okay, then there would be a proper requirement document. Okay, requirement document. So these are the different ways you have. This is something when, let's say, you are very much new to the software, means this software is not yet created. But sometimes it may also happen that let's say the software is already built and you are actually a new joinee, or some person is a new joinee, and he or she need to understand that software and then analyze it and do the testing. So what approach it can be, the documents will be readily available. Okay, so let's say second approach, if the software is built, software is available and to be tested, and there are new joinees, then new joiners, then A, you have requirement documents, already prepared requirement documents, and the real software is also available for evaluation. Okay, so if let's say the software is not at all built, then these are the ways you can understand the requirement properly. And if let's say the software is available, then, and if there are new joinings, then what you can do is we have the requirement readily available requirement document, and the real software is also available, right? So one can do the evaluation on that real-time software and understand the requirement. Okay, so just one second, I'll just make a note here. So here, if the software is yet to be developed, okay, fine. So let me tell you what I used to do for understanding the requirements of the software which is yet to be developed. Okay, so when I was in my own organization, it was a small scale company, so our clients were also not that big. So I had catering services as my client. So one of my first client was catering services. Okay, then I had a vehicle business management service. Vehicle business management. Okay, he was one of my client. What else I had? I had parcel service, parcel service, parcel service management. Right. So this was our core product. So it was called as a fleet management system, and this was one of the clients. So it was one of the project catering service, and these two were the web applications, and this was a desktop application. Okay, so I had personally interacted with the clients. Maybe the client would be the employees of that organization, or it could be the owner of the organization who actually proposed this software. So what used to happen? So for example, let me just pick up this catering service. So we with our team is just two or maximum three people. We used to go there and at that particular location, and we used to discuss with the one who is actually going to use that software after finalizing it. We used to understand what his requirement is. Okay, for example, if this is a catering service, so there are few things which were there. For example, after we discussed with him, we analyzed few things. So if suppose this is a catering service, okay, so first thing is that they used to maintain a stock of what? Stock of all the raw materials that requires to prepare the food. Okay, stock of raw materials. Okay, means what it is, it could be vegetables. Okay, and in that also they had the specifications of the vegetables. Okay, and the stock means every proper uh, it's you know proper content, how much is available, how much is about to uh, finish. Okay, so like different vegetables like onions, tomatoes. Okay, how much onion is currently available, how much is consumed. Okay, that they used to they wanted to maintain. That was already being maintained, but within a notebook, or let's say a register. Okay, vegetable management, and then let's say some grocery items. Okay, and when it was getting consumed, so let's suppose they had some order. Okay, they had some fixed clients. Okay, like some schools were there whose cantings it's canting they the school's canteen, they used to take their services. So school canteens, or let's say some companies cafeterias. Okay, they were the clients of this catering service. Okay, clients. Okay, so whatever would be the requirement, means weekly or maybe daily, so that kind of food uh, this catering service used to maintain. Okay, for example, there is order order by, let's say, one of the companies. So let's say by Cognizant, some order, weekly order is there. So daily some food is being prepared. So here food prepared, and for that actually the raw material is consumed. Okay, now their requirement was how much the raw material is getting consumed, so they must keep the record of it. Okay, per order. Okay, then let's say before you get the stock management, this stock is actually coming from some supplier. Okay, from this supplier uh, they are actually adding the stock. When the stock is about to over, they actually order a stock, and from the supplier they used to get a stock here as well. Okay, now here you again understand there is one more thing we have. So once they actually order the stock from the supplier, they have to pay to the supplier. Okay, they have to pay supplier, and when they will actually serve the client, they will get the payment. Okay, they will get the payment from clients. Okay, so here actually their um finance management system was also involved. Okay, so there was a need to manage the finance. Okay, so not just paying to the supplier and getting the payment from the client, along with that there are some daily expenses, they should be also managed. Okay, so this was a raw requirement we had, and based on that our developers, they prepared a software, prepared the application, and after that we started testing it. Now unfortunately I don't have that access to that particular software, otherwise I could have shown you that. But these are the different modules we have. In case if I found a screenshots, uh, I will show you them maybe in the upcoming sessions. So this was at least the raw requirement we have. Fine. And based on that, the different models were developed, and once they developed, we as a tester, we tested it. But see, if somebody is directly given the application, he or she may not understand how to test and what to test. So the first stage is to understand the requirement. Okay, so I'll just add this to the document. Catering service, let's say raw requirement. Okay, so discussion with client gives us this kind of information. So maybe in the form of diagram or in the form of document, we used to document it. Okay, then let's say some people has the understanding of what software it could be, so the same message is conveyed within a team. So you have some kickoff meeting, maybe with your owner, maybe with the owner of the company, or let's say developers and testers. Okay, so this requirement uh, or the direct discussion might be done by the BAs, business analyst. If your company is big enough, but let's say if your company is a startup company, or let's say or not a big company, so maybe the developers or some lead developers or test leads, they actually go, or the people who has a good communication or good human skills, so they actually are sent to discuss with the client, and they understand the requirement and deliver within the company, or let's say make them understand to the whole team what is the requirement. Fine. So when they will come back to the company and we'll have a discussion, then this will be understood. Fine. If you have more time, let's say, to analyze and understand, so what you can do is you can analyze the similar softwares here. For example, we have just started the discussion with the catering service. So let's see any open source software or any demo software do we available. Is it available for us? So let's search for it. Catering service, catering service, open source application. Let's say PHP, MySQL. Okay, because PHP is something that I can quite quickly install. Okay, let me just search in case if we get uh, any application, so that I will just install and show it to you. Okay, OCMS. Project download link. So it is kept then, it is not free, but we can see the demo of it. Okay, but it's a huge video. Okay, let me go to sourcefork.net. Okay, so this is a website, maybe I have shown you last time, wherein you will get hell lot of open source project here, so you can download it and install it. So let me just download or search for catering service, catering services. Okay, business software, CRM, catering. Okay, FoodStorm. Any free software, venue management is there, Flex Catering is there, but it is again not a free. So do I have option to check the free? Okay, CaterZen. So again it has a starting point $129, $99. Okay, so any free application do we have? Okay, 1% of the transaction fee. Fine. Okay, I don't find any free application, but let it be. Maybe in the next session I will find it and I will give it to you. Fine. So this was one of the requirement we had, and this was a scenario wherein actually this software is not built up. Okay, I don't have this software with me. So what we can do is we will actually discuss these things with client and our team, and we will analyze the similar software if anything is available, any demo is available in the market, and we will document the requirements exactly. Okay, so for example, I have one document that I had created in the past. So some document I may show you, which actually I myself have created. Document management, transport management, fleet management. One of the document I have. So here this document was prepared before even actually preparing the software. Okay, so it was vehicle business management system. So this was the index, and see, so what was the flow of the execution that was actually documented, and then uh, there were actually forms, so a real-time replication of it we had created. Okay, this could be the fields, text fields, and what is the description of it. So let's say how will be the login page, so that we have created. Then forgot password, then we have some dashboards over here, right? So these were the documentation we had made. Okay, so these are the images which were actually created with the help of some other software, maybe with the help of Paint or with the help of some existing application. So this documentation was created initially. Okay, so it was for the future purpose also, in case if the new people will join, then for testing purpose they will use this document to understand the requirement. Okay, so yes, this is one of the document we had. Okay, wherein actually all the requirements were actually maintained and mentioned. Fine. So here you can do the prepare the requirement document and keep it for your future purpose, maybe for the current testing and for the future testing in case if any new joiner comes. Fine. So these are the different ways with the help of which you can do the requirement analysis. Okay, and the ways that we have discussed, it was when you don't have the software developed yet, right? But let's say if the software is available and to be tested, and let's say new joinings are coming. Okay, so how they can test is they can test with the requirement document that you have just created. For example, I have just shown you the requirement document of this fleet management, right? So you can just give this document to them and they will side by side check the software. Okay, what are the different pages? Okay, so let's say this is the create user page, this is the login page, this is the home page. Okay, these are the menus. Fine. So they will just refer to this document and side by side they will check that particular application, that particular software. Okay, so this is one thing. Second thing, what we practically used to do is, after this document reading, or let's say along with this document reading, we used to ask them daily made at least 10 entries on each forms. Okay, so this is the key point, one of the key point we have. Okay, just one second. what happened to this? Just 1 second. I'm not able to edit here. Edit document. Okay, let it be. I'll just take this into this notepad, and then later on I'll add it to the word. Okay, so I was saying that we had a real-time software available for evaluation, and there we used to give opportunity to the new joinees, and let's say add minimum 10 entries per day in each form. Okay, so after means ultimately what we were making that to that user that you use that software just like any other client, right? So you have a little bit knowledge of this requirement of the software, and then you evaluate that software. So in this way also they used to understand the requirement. Getting this? So these are the ways to get your requirement understood. So the two scenarios we have seen. So in case if suppose the software is not yet developed, or if the software is developed and to be tested. So what are the points we have seen? One is the discussion with client, then discussion with your team, analyzing the similar software, or requirement document, right? So uh, these all of these steps has to be done to understand or analyze the requirements. The second stage or the second scenario is, let's say the software is available and to be tested, and if there are new joiners, then what you can do is you can ask them to refer the requirement document and give the real-time software a demo version of it for their evaluation. And what we used to do in our organization, that uh, at least 10 entries per day in each form. So let's say 50 forms you have, so daily evaluate the software with the repeated activities like entering um, the values in the forms, and let's see what happens. Okay, so it was not actually a testing, right? Remember, so this activity was not a testing, it was just the evaluation of the software to make the new joinees understand what this software is, how it is going to work. Okay, so this is a requirement analysis. Now I'm going to show you one application which is actually a billing application, wherein we will just go through its different options. We will just make some entries into it, and we will see its replication, what it happens. Okay, in short I'm going to do shortly this activity, okay, with the help of which we will understand the requirement. Also we have some documents with the help of which we can understand the requirement, so that also I'm going to show you for the billing software here. Okay, so yes, friends, are you liking these sessions? And in this session, if you feel that you got some knowledge, you got some other insight of requirement analysis, then please hit the like button here. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, and also share this with your friends and colleagues. Yes, thank you very much. So uh, here I have one software. It is called as Invoice Management System. Okay, that I have installed on my machine. So let me just start that software. Okay, my page is started. So it is a invoice management system. So in one of my videos I have made explanation of how to install it, just in case if you want to install that on your machine. So just watch this video. Amol ujagare invoice plain. Okay, so this is a 10-minute video. You can just watch this.
Hello friends.
I will just add this link into the notes, or also I'll add it into the description of this video. So Okay, so second software, billing or invoice management software. Okay, one of the session I'm going to take how to install different softwares. So there are many open source softwares available, so you can just get them and install on your machine, so that will help you to do a practice. Okay, because let's see, you have uh, different options to learn the software testing. Maybe from these series, there are a lot of different series are also available on YouTube, or maybe you read some books. With the help of that also you can understand, but unless and until you analyze the softwares with your own, so you will not understand what exactly you are going to do practically in the software. So for that, those software also you should have on your machine. Okay, some people may ask you to do the testing of Gmail, do the testing of Facebook. That is also fine, that is also good, you can do it. But if you have real-time softwares installed on your machine, so that will be more beneficial to you. So my uh, attempt, I will try to give you more and more real-time software that will be on your machine, that will be installed on your machine, and you can practice them, you can test them, and it will help you. Fine. So one of the software I'm giving you today is the invoice management software. How to install that? It is given in this video. Okay. And in case if you stuck, you will get its support, because this is a uh, open source software. So if you just search on Google, you will get the your query result. That's not a big deal. Fine. So first you download and install this software, and once you install, you can open it in your machine. So I'll just open that. I have already installed it. So local host slash IP. So this is that application, and let's evaluate this. I will just do login to it. Okay. So before I just go for the evaluation, let's see the documents. So here we have a documentation available online. So this is a wiki document. It is created. So maybe you might have a Word document, or sometimes you have the document created in the form of this website. Okay, so this is the invoice plane. Okay, so all the information related to this invoice plane is given in this document. Okay, look at this: about invoice plane, what is invoice plane, change log, license, FAQs, everything is given here. So click on this, what is invoice plane. So in the form of different diagrams it is explained here. So this describes the uh, this describes the dashboard over here. Okay, so this describes the different models it can have. So it has codes, invoice, and payments module. So invoice plane is a solid app to manage your complete billing circle, from codes over the invoices and the payments. Then it can also manage your clients, right? So the application provides CRMs like management of your clients, enter contact details, notes, and add custom fields. Then you have this customized invoice plane. You can customize the invoice plane to make sure it fits to your needs, uh, amounts, uh, amount formats, email, PDF. Okay, this also you can do. It means that you can customize your invoice plane. By default, the fields are US based, means the country is by default US, or the currency is US dollar. Then you can change all those things. You can also change your logo as well. Fine. There is also option to one click online payments. Once you will install this, you will have some inbuilt online options, like PayPal is there. PayPal is more and more popular, and some other gateway payment gateways are also available, but those are the international gateways. PayPal is quite more easy to integrate into it, and multi-language interface. Okay, so it is translated over 23 languages. So and more languages are coming soon. So this is actually a open source software. They regularly update it, and we have access to it. Okay, let's learn more on invoice plane. Okay, so again, The same thing is here, so I'll just go back. This was what is invoice plane, and let's say it's change log, means what is the changes made by developer. Okay, so this is its license and copyright. Okay, so this is a free software. Now this is actually not a software requirement, but still I'll tell you. So what you can do with this software, you can use this invoice plane or invoice plane logo in any context directly related to the application or the project. This includes the application itself, local communities and new block. You use the name invoice plane or invoice plane logo to provide the professional support or hosting the invoice plane application. Means when you will host this, so you can have this logo uh, on your website, so that's absolutely fine. So uh, you are not allowed to do here. There are 3 points here given that use the name invoice plane or invoice plane logo in any context is not related to this. Means you should not use this logo to any other projects. Then you cannot alter this logo uh, in any way, or you cannot sell or redistribute this application under the invoice plane and the invoice plane logo. If you want to sell this, you have to change this application, you have to make some your changes, and then you can sell it. So these are different license terms we have given in this requirement document. And let's say getting started. So requirements, so this is actually the software requirements. So minimum PHP MySQL 5.0 is there needed, and PHP 5.5 above is the system requirement of your hosting. Fine. And then next is the installation, how to install. These instructions are given. Again, this is also important in the perspective of the developer, tester. In our organization, when developer used to create a build, they used to give us the published files or published zip file. So it was our responsibility to host it, maybe in the local area network or whatever the server we had. So there we used to host. Okay, so don't worry, you will get that training when you will be in your organization. But still here I'm going to demonstrate you in upcoming sessions how to host the different softwares on the local environment and maybe on the online environments. Fine. So these are the instructions given or stepwise how to install it, and in short you will get that in my video also that I've just recently shared with you. So you just go through this, and you'll be able to install it. So once you will install it, next thing is quick start guide you have. So there will be a URL, you have to go and do the login, right? And after you do login, so there are different options you have, like adding a client, adding a product, creating an invoice, send the invoice, enter the payment. Okay, so the next is how to update the invoice plane. And now we have models here. Okay, different models. So some models are here like clients. Okay, so when you want to view the client, so there is a form here, view client, and view client will look like this. Okay, when you will click on view client, all the clients you can see here like this. Fine. And next is let's say add new client. So add new client form is like this. You can just say add new client, and there are different fields over here. So you have to enter it, and there is a save button, so you can click on that and it will be saved. Okay, next is client logins. Fine. So client, view client, and add client. And next is quotes. So here quotation is something like any customer comes to you, you just propose something for their requirements, uh, the specification of the product and the price of the product. So what you can do is you can keep it as a draft, you can send it, you can approve it, and or maybe when the client uses uh, that particular when the client sees that particular quotation, so either the client approves or rejects or cancels the quotation. So that is done over here. And how to create a quotation, so that is uh, its screenshot, you can see it here, and then the next screenshot is here. Okay, again, to create this quotation you have to add the products. Okay, maybe this products document, I guess it is not here, but I'll show you. So invoices, and then recurring invoices and payments. So when the client will pay you back, so these are the clients who had made the payments or yet to make the payments. You can see the amount and you can uh, create a payment. Okay, so here you have to add the invoice number here and date, write the amount, payment method, and when you will do the entry of it, so that payment will be entered. Okay, and also you can do online payments, and you have to actually configure your PayPal account or whatever the payment gateway you have, and once you will configure, so the user will be able to do online payments also. Okay, so this is a document given by the people who have created the invoice plan. So using this document also you get some idea. Another way, as I said, what you have to do is you have to evaluate the software. Okay, so let's start evaluating the software here. So look at this. This is the applications. Once I log in into it, this is the dashboard. So something is here. Okay, we will just see this later. So here, click on the clients and click on add clients. Okay, there is a form over here, so you can fill up the details and this client will be added, and you can view the clients here. So recently we have added few clients, so you can see here. Fine. Then you have quotes, but before I just talk about these quotes, I would like to talk about the products, because quotation will be made on the products only. Quotation or the invoices will be made on the product. So here there is an option of creating a product, but you have to create the product category first. Okay, so you see here view product family. Previously I've added some product categories. For example, if suppose this is a very big electronic showroom, and here you can get the computer peripherals, home appliances and kitchen appliances, right? So few more, if you want to add the categories, either you can add it from here or from uh, okay, from here only. So create new product family. So let's say I'll write here sound devices. Okay, maybe one more I will add, like Bluetooth devices. Okay, these are some of the categories, and you can add the product here. So say create product, select product category. So let's say Bluetooth device. SKU is the standard um, number, that actually standard or unique number that is been given to that particular product. Okay, maybe it will be used for the barcodes. Fine. So you can, this is not compulsory, so let's say let's give a product name. So let's say Bluetooth speaker. Okay, description, let's say 80 watts. Price, let's say 2000. Unit, you can create the unit or you can just keep it blank. Tax, let's say we don't have any tax. You can give provider name, so let's say Zebronic. Any company you can add here, whatever it is. So let's say my purchase price was 1200. Okay, and save this product. This is one of the products, you can see it here, view products, and few other products we have added here. Okay, so I think this is view families. I want to see view products. Okay, this is the product family, this is the product name, Bluetooth speaker, RAM, TV, oven. Okay, now you can create the quotations. So let's come back to the software here, quotation. So let's create a quote. Some clients we have already added. So let's say S Ajay Singh, and this is the quotation date. If you want, you can create a password to this PDF and let's say submit. Okay, so this is the quotation, and you can add item manually as well, or you can add a product here which you already added. So let's say TV, uh, Bluetooth speaker, right? So right now I have added only 4 products. There could be multiple products here, so you can just add it and put it here. Okay, and then you can save this quotation. So here also you can see total price is 19,000, and this is just a proposal. So current status is draft. When you will send it, when you will click here send email, so the automatic email will be gone to the whatever email ID they have provided. Fine. So let's say I'm doing the send. Okay. Now here this is a local host application, so we have to actually do some settings and set the email configuration. So that I have not done, and it is actually quite difficult on the local machine. So just assume that this quotation has been sent, but although we have saved it, so we can still view it. So Ajay Singh, we can edit it, and then there are different options like quote to invoice, and copy the quotes like this. Okay, you can manually also change the status of it. Okay, maybe once the email is viewed, so your status will automatically been viewed. When you will send the email, your status will be automatically sent. Okay, and let's say the client will have the opportunity to either approve or reject or cancel the um, draft over here. Okay, let me just show you. Do I have any client here? Or what I'll do is I'll just change. No, I think I can do this because the email functionality is not there. Okay, that's okay. So here the quotation is created. So next step is you can just convert it to invoice. You can directly also create the invoice, just like you follow the same steps, the invoice can be created. Okay, some of the invoices are there here. Fine. So you can just open a invoice and see its amount, and uh, you can just directly also give you this invoice. Fine. So this codes you have, you can uh, get its PDF also. So recently the codes that we have created, so this is the service provider's name, these are the client detail, and the quotation, in the quotation we have created, so Bluetooth speakers, RAM, TV, so these are the things it has been given in the quotation. So this is the quotation date, right? So it has reached with the Ajay. Okay, and now let's say Ajay is now interested in buying this, so we can uh, convert it to the invoice. Okay, convert it to invoice, code to invoice. Okay, so now let's say you can put the invoice date. So let's say I'll put the today's date or maybe tomorrow's date, and then say submit, and now this record is created as invoice. Fine. So let's say this is wrongly entered, so I can delete this row also. Okay, save this. Now let's say if you want to make a payment, so payment can be also done or made. So let me just see here, where is the option to make payment. Okay, so I'll just save this. So in case if the whole amount is paid, so you have to you have the option to change the status from here, paid, if the whole amount is paid, or let's say if the client is paying partly, so you have option to enter the payment from here. So enter payment, and out of this 1900, let's say the client has only paid 10,000, so just submit it, and the same thing will be reflected here. So 9,000 is the balance. Okay, save this, and later on when you will come back and view the invoice, so you can see this Ajay Singh has the amount 1900 and the balance is 9,000. Okay, so again you have option to enter the payment once they make the payments over there. Okay, then this is about the codes and the invoice and payment. The separate link is also there, so same thing is there, so you can just enter payment either from here or you can enter the payment from here also. So enter the payment, you have to add the invoice number over here, so 3 or Ajay. Okay, somehow this functionality is not directly working. Okay, maybe I need to add the date. of the invoice. So let's add the date. No, maybe this somehow this functionality is not working. So what you can do is you can just go to this options and just say enter payment. Okay, so invoice codes we have seen, invoices we have seen, payments we have seen, products also we have seen. Task, it's something like let's say you don't have any products but you have a task to deliver. uh, let's say you work for some um, particular task. So let's say maybe your company is a event management system, or maybe you are taking a software requirements and you are building a software like a freelancer. So you can create that task here. Okay, and you can set the price of that task, and you can add this task as a requirement in the invoice or the codes. Okay, let me just add a task. Maybe I'll create a project over here. Okay, so let's say a project is, let's say, software development. Okay, software development, and this is for client. So let's say Abhijit Banerjee. Okay, so this project is created, and in that we will create a task. Okay, so let's say module 1. Okay, description here is we will the module 1, let's say task 1 and task 2. Okay, so you can just add a price. So for this particular task, uh, the price would be, let's say, 2500 rupees. Okay, tax rate or finish date you can set a status, let's say in progress, and this is from this project. So you can save this, right? So this is created, and you can check the client. So view client Abhijit Banerjee, and you see here invoices. Okay, so here actually the invoice has not been reflected, but let's see it once again. Products and tasks, view tasks, one of the task is there. Okay, edit, fine. So I guess for this particular model, so this model is actually added later on. So for this model, this payment method is not there, I guess. So let me just see it once again. Now see, these are few new things to me as well. So I'm just analyzing this by just applying this different entries. Okay, so it is completed. So maybe this payment, I don't see it anywhere. So let's say view invoices again. You can see Abhijit quotes invoices, and let's say payments. Okay, so it is not here reflected, right? Maybe then you can just go and discuss with the client that we have just created your tasks module, so what you want us, because here what I felt is, if this task is related to this client Abhijit, and uh, if suppose this company or the organization which who is using this particular software is also providing some digital products and the services, so both the invoices they should appear here, or both the payment related information, it should appear here in the invoices sections for this particular user or for particular client. Okay, this I felt about this particular application, because I can see here no reflection is happening here when when I'm creating a task, and when I'm uh, adding some amount to the uh, same user. So the things are not reflecting here. So that could be a suggestion, or maybe that could be a bug in this software. So you can discuss with your team and just proceed or take a decision on it. Okay, so this is the thing we have seen, and then you have reports, different reports. So you can see payment history report. You select the date, from date to date, and run the report. You can see Ajay Singh has made this payment, Abhijit has made this payment, total payment you got is 26 uh, 26,000. Okay, then you have reports sales by client, so from date to date, so let's say 1 to 13. So these are the two sales made by client Abhijit and Ajay. Then you have sales by date, sales by date. Okay, so run the report. So date wise sales. Okay, so on Abhijit this was a quotation, and this is the quantity, and for Ajay uh, this is the quantity. Fine, so this is the report we have. Invoice aging, can run the report and check which invoices are actually about to means they have created but not yet received the payment, so that you can understand from here. And then you'll see the settings over here, and if you click here, so this is the user related information. So you see here only the amol was there on each invoice. So what I'll do is I'll just update this account information. So I'll just make this as a company name, let's say, or let's say client name. Username is, let's say, amol ujagare. Company is scripting, let's say, logic. Okay, email address is this, and then other details. So street address, so let's say B11 uh, 3 Murthy, and let's say this is the apartment name, let's say, and then you can add that street, so let's say Dattanagar road, city, say Pune, state Maharashtra, and the other details are not compulsory. If you want, you can add it and save it. So what it will do, so if you just go back and check the invoice once again, the uh, owner of this has been now updated. So let's say Amol Zagre and B12 Dattanagar road, these are the things which are been added over here. Okay, and then lastly we will see the settings part of it. Okay, so here is the setting, and here is the custom fields, email template, invoice group, invoice archive, payment method. So all of these are actually the settings we have. Okay, some important settings I'll show you, and later other settings you can check. So general settings, so you can change the language from here, you can change the themes from here, you can set the first day of week, date format, default currency what you have, default country what you have, right? So that you can set how many total number of items you can put it into list while creating the invoice or the codes, currency symbol, where should be the currency symbol placed, after symbol, or let's say after amount or before amount, then currency code is there. Okay, and then the number format. On the dashboard, what do you want, that you can just put it here, right? And the different things are there that you can just go through it and understand. You can even change the logo of your uh, uh, invoice plan. So let me just change the logo and show it to you. So suppose I have one logo here on my desktop. Okay, fine. Right now I don't have any logo. Maybe I'll just go to my website and I'll just download that logo and try to set that here. Okay, so save images, desktop, and let me just try to add this logo here, and I'll show you what difference it makes. So let's say logo and save. Okay, so this will give this will be actually placed on the invoice. If you just see the invoice, okay, so Actually logo is not reflected. Let me check this once again. In the settings, system settings, logo is added here. This is the login logo. Okay, so when you will do a login, you will see this. Okay, so you see here, this is the login logo. It has come here. Fine, great. So see, this was all about the software requirement of this application. You can just install it on your machine and you can explore it. In case if you are unable to install, you just go to this website invoiceplane.com and you can see its demo as well. Just click on the demo and you can just try the demo, but I guess they have disabled this demo as well. Okay, but you have no other choice but to download this and install on your machine. Okay, so this is what the requirement for this invoice plane we had. So what we have learned today, so we have learned today how to get the requirement analysis if the software is not to be developed, or if the software is available and to be tested, then what steps you can do so that you can understand the requirements. Fine, so that's all for today. Today we will stop here. And by the way, how was the session today? So if you like this session, please hit the like button and also share this with your friends and colleagues, and stay in touch. In the on the next Saturday we will again meet the same time, and we will discuss few more things about the manual testing here. Okay, so in case if you are not connected to this Telegram group, just download the Telegram group, Telegram on your mobile, and search for the scripting logic and just connect to this group so that you will get today's notes also. Fine, so thank you very much, and